What's up, YouTube? This is Tony Harvin, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Do remember, if you'd like to subscribe to this channel, hit that subscribe button and also hit the notification bell right here and select all to receive all notifications upon the videos that come out on this channel. Also, my backup channel is Tony Harvin Network if you'd like to do the same. What's up, YouTube? This is Tony Harvin, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'd like to thank everybody for coming to the channel. Like and subscribe and leave your comments, whether positive or negative. This here is live conversation number 256. Live conversation number 256, and y'all know my disclaimer. I'm not a pastor, preacher. I don't hold any type of office in the church. This is not a sermon. You understand? This is a live conversation. We're just having conversations. And that's it. I'm not here to violate any type of community guidelines, any type of copyright infringement. We're here to talk about drug addictions and alcohol addiction. So shout out to everybody in the room upon this Saturday night. Now, what's going on with this perspective? What's up with all that spam, man? What's going on? What's up to Harriet? What up? You said drug addictions are caused by spirits which gain entry from trauma. Explain a little bit more on that one. Explain a little bit more. Aaron Martin, what's up? How you doing? Hope all is well. Appreciate the compliment. Appreciate that. For sure. Aaron Martin and Nicole Martin. Oh. What's up to Nicole Martin? Aaron Martin and Nicole Martin. What up, Cali? What up, Cali boy? What up? Elias Burns says, do you think you can get addicted to weed? I don't know. I listen, I never done a drug a day in my life. The only time the presence of drugs was around me was, I'm going to say, a family member or family members. They did the hard drugs at the end of the day. We're talking about putting what they used to put cocaine in a cigarette and smoke it. You know what I mean? Not that I've seen it, but I've heard stories about family members. We're talking about them hard drugs. Weed, I don't know, but I do know a lot of people smoke it. You know what I mean? I've never smoked weed a day in my life. You know what I mean? But, some people says marijuana has some good things to it. Listen, I wouldn't know. You know what I mean? I wouldn't know. You understand? I wouldn't even know the difference between the medical marijuana and the street one, in reference to the feeling to it. For sure. What up, Gin Juice? What up? Prodigal son. Uh-oh. You says Tony is a Martin thing you'll never understand. Yeah, right. Yeah, funny. What up, Josephine Johnson? What's up? Hope all is well. What up, Natasha? What up? You said Kristen Mingle. Kristen Mingle? What? He said Christian Mingle. What up, Tika Hunter? What up? Hope all is well. Aaron Martin says mental health and addiction go hand in hand. Mental health. I think, we had a discussion about this a while ago in reference to mental health on a lot of conversations. And, some people didn't mention that. Somebody put up a Facebook post. I forgot how it went with the usage of drugs and alcohol in reference to, I forgot, but it was a good quote that they put up about it in reference to mental health. People who have mental health and things like that, I don't mind having conversations with them, because I would like to try to understand when they go through certain situations mentally, what's going on with themselves. Because me personally, I've never been through anything as such, as far as like, going through some hard times with mental health at the end of the day. I know in these days, a lot of people deal with, their mental health going downhill for sure. And a lot of people, they turn to, heavy alcohol. They turn to the hard drugs, the hard drugs, angel dust and things like that. Tasha says, weed stinks. I hate the smell. Oh, man. Um, what up, Black Rain? What up to C Mac? It's all good at Prodigal Son. Elias Burns says, there was a verse in the Bible saying, be sober minded. Sober minded. Sober minded. That's a good one right there. Be sober minded. Good one. I remember that one. Amani says, good evening, brother. I lost a few in-laws from crack addiction. Crack addiction. I was watching documentaries for the past couple of days, about, some known drug dealers from back in the day, Al Paul Martinez, Rich Porter, people like that out there in Harlem, New York. And these guys was really moving drugs to people. You know what I mean? Back in the late 80s and early 90s and things like that and what have you. That stuff was heavy back then. I mean, there's new stuff out here. But back then, it was very different. Very different. You know what I'm saying? As it is, rather than how it is today, with crack and cocaine and stuff like that. All right. You said self-medicate. Interesting. Self-medicate. Wisdom says mental health is the devil's spirit in people. Just call it what it is. I mean, I don't listen. Like I said, I don't know. I never dealt with it, but I like to speak with people who are dealing with it in general, in reference to what's the feeling. Some people feel as though that people are after them. Some people have anxiety attacks to the extreme and whatnot. Some people feel suicidal. It's a lot of things that goes on with them. And yet, I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, it's nothing good about it for sure. You know what I mean? In reference to, the spirit sense. Prodigal says crack epidemics destroyed our kinfolk. Tasha said, I have 5 family members that overdose on drugs, refuse to continue in their path. What up, the levy? What up, what up, what up? Hope all is well. Ethan says, could cause generational effects, your entire family inheriting from money not got by right. You said generational effects. Harriet says, when a child is abused, their soul is open for entry by demonic spirits. As an adult, they develop poor coping skills and turn to alcohol as a form of escape. They become dependent on it. So the usage of alcohol, people you stating that people think they can escape from certain mental health, but such as being abused as a child. And I think a lot of people try to use heavy drugs and stuff like that, heavy alcohol as a way of escape, but it's only temporarily. Because once you get drunk, or once you get tipsy, or once you get high, some people get high and drunk at the same time. You know what I mean? Sometimes I wonder, how is that possible for somebody to get drunk and then on top of that smoke angel dust? But a lot of them look at it as an escape to not keep whatever they got going on in mind that's causing them their mental health to spiral downhill. So you're right about that. You said Sherm heads. C Mac says some people turn to drugs to I don't know how to pronounce that word. Somebody help me with that word right there. Alleviate, I think that's the word. Severe stress and end up addicted. Wow. To alleviate severe stress. Stress. Now, that's another thing that I haven't really experienced. Stress factors, and things like that, But I do hear people talking about it, for sure. Wisdom says a lot of drugs start in the doctor's office. What you mean by that? Nicole Mars says, I say prayer and rehabilitation for people addicted like that, though. Prodigal Son says, most celebrities suffer from mental health problems. He says, Pac had anxiety. Levy says, I can open and say I'm currently dealing with mental health, and it's the worst feeling knowing that this is something I have to get rid of. Wow. That's something deep right there, But I'm glad these conversations are about, having intellectual talk with people and things like that, for sure, And in general, we hope that at least one person, even if it's one person that can be encouraged and inspired and stuff like that, it's definitely a good thing, for sure, in general. But you say you was currently dealing with mental health and things like that. That's something deep right there. Very deep for sure. What up to Gladys? What up? You says my aunt are addicted to what is that, nicotine you're trying to say at Tasha? Are you trying to say nicotine in reference to smoking cigarettes and whatnot? If so, listen, a lot of people out here are addicted to cigarettes, man. Some people smoke like 3 or 4 packs a day. You know what I mean? 3 or 4 packs a day. Listen, I can't stand to be around somebody who smokes cigarettes. They breath stink. You know what I mean? They body stink, because once you start smoking that much, that stuff seeps in your pores and whatnot. And you don't even have to, one day you don't even have to smoke cigarettes, just like alcohol. But your body can still have that stench of cigarette smoke, you know what I mean, of liquor. I don't know how people could walk around when their aroma is alcohol, or their aroma is, Newport 100s, and they ain't even smoking it. That's how bad it is, for sure. Oh, narcotics, my fault. Well, cigarettes too. You said narcotics. That's my bad right there. You said narcotics are prescribed medication from the doctor. Like perks, right? Percocets. A lot of people, are addicted to Percocets. That's something that the doctor prescribed to people. Not too many though. Not too many pills that people get, because them doctors know for sure. I never had Percocets. Never. What up to Claire? Hope all is well. Claire says, God delivered me from drugs, alcohol, and cigarettes. That's what's up. That's great. Wisdom says, folks have an excuse for everything. The devil is behind any wrong that you do. When God judges the people, no excuses will pass. You want to be able to blame mental health as a reason for your wrongdoings. Excuse me. Nicole Moore says, I can't stand that smoking and drinking either. It's some people are addicted to opioids as well. Opioids. I've heard of that, but I haven't heard about the effects to opioids. Levy says, I have a friend that's trying her best to help out where she can, and I'm thankful for it. But I'm starting to realize she's recommending things ungodly things that help out. Well, ungodly things that people think can help out mental health. Some people may say, listen, won't you start smoking? You know what I mean? Go get some what is that? CBDs or whatever that stuff is. Won't you go smoke some weed? Won't you go do this? Won't you go do that? You're right. A lot of people will offer you a lot of the wrong things for mental health, for sure. Tika Hunter, some of my family members deal with mental health hearing voices. I believe it's a demonic possession. Some people try to escape through drugs. Mental health is big in the Black community. It's sad to see. You're right about that. You're right. And like somebody said, they try to cope with the mental health and look for an escape, you know, by heavy alcohol, drugs, cocaine, perks, and smoking weed and things like that. All right. Cynthia Davenport says, greetings and everyone. I'm grateful for 23 years clean. 23 years clean. That's wonderful. Wonderful for sure. Prodigal Son says, out here in Orange County, there's a serious opioid epidemic and crisis. Harriet says, drugs can be used in witchcraft as it opens portals for demonic possession. These demons are used for sorcery. You're right. You're right about that. Michelle, at 18, I lost my mother. Then I lost my father. The next month, my baby died. I was lost and on the verge of cracking up, so I became an alcoholic. I left the church. I was a functional alcoholic and still working. Wow. Now that's something deep right there. To lose your mother and father and then your baby. Wow. We just talked about something with another YouTuber who lost a son due to gun violence and whatnot. I can't imagine, as a parent losing a child. You know what I mean? Especially the senseless violence. Elias Burns says, I definitely feel the Lord's conviction when I'm doing wrong. Gladys says, my ex was on drugs. It was bad years ago. What up, L. Williams? He says, I'm still fighting drinking, but I've been working on it. And now I only drink 4 times instead, or 7 days. Got more to do. Okay, people got to start somewhere. You know what I mean? So that's good. You're making an effort for sure. Wisdom says, go to God. When having issues, folks always want to bypass the true answer to their problems. Instead of turning to God, they turn to drugs and alcohol. Just make things worse by going away from God. That's something deep right there for sure. People who get away from God, it's definitely true in reference to what you're talking about for sure. All right. Prodigal Son, what are you talking about? You says it can, Nicole, stay humble. What are you talking about? Christopher says, I used to be a straight punk. A sucker. I used to sell weed in my community. And in my younger days, I sold crack, never sold to women. And I thought I had somewhat of moral. Nope, I was a punk. Wow. It's good when a person is honest. And that's very thankful that you have said that, to admit to something like that. In general, I remember when I was 16 or 17 years old. Was I 16? I may have been younger. I probably was 14 or 15, in Jersey City on a block called Orient Avenue. And the hustlers used to be on the corner on Jackson Avenue. They call it Martin Luther King Drive, but, it's still Jackson Avenue to us. And one of these drug dealers, she was a stud. She asked me a question, how old are you? And I just knew why she asked me that age. I just felt it. At the age of 15, she didn't even have to tell me that she was trying to recruit me to be under her, dealing drugs and whatnot. I just felt it in me at that time. I don't. Something came over me, at the age of 15. I think I was walking to the store, coming from the store. You know, I said, no, I'm not interested in that stuff at all. I'm not knocking you for that, you know, because that's what they used to do. They used to recruit young kids to sell drugs for them. Why? Because if the young kids get caught, they'll just get a slap on the wrist and that's it. Versus if that adult gets caught, he'll be looking at or she'll be looking at, a lot of time in prison if the evidence presents itself, for sure. All right. Um, Let me see. AG says never was interested in drinking alcohol. My cousin had a bar in their basement, and the smell of liquor was terrible. Is that terrible? Prodigal Son says, addiction is just as bad as heroin addiction. Listen, I don't know. Listen, I don't know, man. You understand? Because I haven't experienced neither. You know what I mean? Neither. So to those who have these issues, feel free to discuss it, talk about it, in the sense of getting encouragement. And if you overcame it, let us know your steps. All right. AG says, trucker threw a cigarette out the window and my friend picked it up and smoked. Passed to me. I choked and never tried again. So glad. Wow. So people picking up random cigarettes, right, from other people who have flicked it out the window or something, and they pick it up and they smoke it. Like the man could have been, handling some groceries and stuff like that, and another person put their lips on the cigarette of a stranger. That's just disgusting. For sure. That's crazy right there. L. Williams, what up, what up, what up? Hope all is well. Digital Masterpiece says, my dad is an alcoholic. It is a spirit, bro. He told me when he gets off work, it's like it's talking to him to go drink. Stronghold, brother. And I knew some people who done that, once they got off work. I believe it was a family member's husband, and I kind of used to work with him at some garbage place. I think I was about 15 or 16, just cleaning up the garbage center and stuff like that, picking up trash. And, he would, take me home and whatnot, or take me back to the crib, as my cousins, my aunts and stuff like that there, where he reside. And he would go in that refrigerator. And there was another person too. They used to like Budweiser, Corona, get that Corona with that lemon in it. And man, they listen, that cold Corona to them, man, after a hard day at work, that Corona was everything to them. That Heineken was everything to them. Granted that some people feel as though, I'm not making an excuse or anything, but a lot of people feel as though they have a hard day at work and stuff like that. Why not grab a glass of wine? Why not get a Heineken or whatever? When I was when I was young, I can admit, you understand? Once I turned 21, oh man, I said I'm gonna buy me a Smirnoff, But after a while and things like that, I realized it wasn't for me, at the end of the day. Granted that, a lot of us, listen, we still drink wine, even if it's a glass or two glasses, because wine can serve as a relaxer. A lot of us know the scriptures that, use no longer water, but drink a little wine, for thy often infirmities or thy stomach sake and whatnot. You know what I mean? But once you drink that little bit of wine, you know what I'm saying? Once you drink that little glass that's permitted, guess what? We gonna want another one. We gonna want another glass of that good old wine and stuff like that because it serves as a relaxer to a lot of people for sure. You know, and things like that. So, what do y'all think about that? That's my question to y'all out there. Wine. A lot of people just like to kick back some days, mainly on the weekends or whatnot, if they having their time, me time or whatever. That's what we call it, me time. They just want to kick back. I see on Facebook some people put the glass of wine up, having a hard week at work and whatnot, and just relax. You know what I mean? So what do y'all think about that? In reference to the scriptures also, for sure. Because I know we got a couple of them ones in here. One of them ones, All right, let me know. So listen, I'm not passing judgment on anybody because I got my own faults that I got to deal with. You understand? I got my own faults I got to deal with. We just having a conversation, for sure, in general. But like I said earlier, the only time I was close quarters with either drugs is certain family members who was using that stuff. All right. He says alcohol is the devil's drink. It brings out evil spirits. I don't listen. I'm just going by experience and whatnot. I remember going to Atlantic City at the age of 23, and I was at the casino, and this is when I wasn't in church or nothing like that. You understand? Didn't care about it at the time when I was 23. And at the casino, you playing the slot machine and whatnot. The people come to you with the drinks. You know what I mean? And they just keep feeding. You tip them a couple dollars, they come back with another one. So I had to drink maybe seven, some fruit drink with alcohol in it. I had to drink about 7 glasses of it one night. You understand? While I was in Atlantic City, And the only thing, experience being drunk or whatever the case may be is that my coordination was a bit off. You know what I'm saying? I don't act a certain way. I didn't act a certain way as far as like rowdy or anything. It's just that, the coordination is off. Now, granted that some people do act out when they're drunk. You understand? Everybody has different experiences when it comes to getting drunk and whatnot and things like that. But I didn't like that feeling at all. You know what I'm saying? I like to be sober. I like to be, alert for sure. I was alert, but my coordination was off. You know what I mean? All right. At the time when I was 23 years of age. All right. Michelle, he says, in my journey of being an alcoholic, I became a drug dealer. I sold drugs to anybody. It was money. Didn't care. I became a nurse. Seeing the things that I saw while nursing, I prayed to God to stop both. Prodigal Son says, I don't believe you, T, about not watching flicks. Well, that's you. You understand? That's you. There's some people, like I said, I'm not going to tell you, that know me off of YouTube and whatnot. You understand? They know I don't indulge in that. I don't talk about that stuff at all. For what reason? Like I said, I'm not going to sit here, and I thought about this often. I'm not going to sit here and turn my television on or turn my computer on just to watch people knock boots. You understand? Thinking about that, it's like when I was younger, even now, it's like you're watching it on TV. It's like, I'm not being arrogant or anything or nothing like that. You know what I mean? So it's like if you're watching it, I might as well get the real thing. You understand? I'm not going to sit and waste my time watching two people knock boots. You understand? That always been me at the end of the day, for sure. But of course, it's better not to do anything. People in the church and stuff like that. But that's just me, man. So you could think what you want, but I know me. You understand? I know me. Like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and watch two people, I don't understand how people can do that. How could they sit there and watch two people, what I'm saying, get it on? You know what I mean? What is the thrill to that? I don't get it. Just like the strip clubs. I never been to a strip club a day of my life at all. For what reason I'm gonna sit there and have some chick dance all over me? For what reason? To get teased. For what reason? Why am I spending my money? Why am I wasting my money on that? You understand? Why? For what reason? You know what I mean? So that's just me at the end of the day, for sure. Listen, I don't even like getting massages from strangers. You know what I mean? I don't even like that. You know what I mean? So that's me. So I'm a very strict guy. I don't. Everybody is different. Everybody is real different in general, for sure. Now, have I came across stuff like that when I was younger? Yeah, you watch it, but you're like, this ain't for me. You understand? You a kid, you see those magazines, you be like, I don't understand how people are addicted to this, you know, and things like that. So, some people are addicted to certain things like that, but some people are not. You know what I mean? Everybody has different addictions or different things that they got to deal with in life, for sure. And pornography addictions is not mine at all. At all. You understand? At all. You know what I mean? At all. All right. Cynthia Davenport said, no addiction is better than the other. A drug is a drug. Yeah, you're right. He says, why are folks not addicted to God? That's a good deep question right there. Christopher says, I used to smoke cigarettes, smoke weed, and drink. Man, by the mercy and grace of God, haven't had a smoke in 3 years, haven't had a drink in 5 years. Thank you, Lord. If you give the devil an inch, he'll take a mile. It's deep. After 11 years, God answered my prayer. I stopped drinking and have started back. My daughter had a baby, and all I wanted to do now is be uh, a grandmother and serve God for sure. What up, Sharon Henry? He said it's talking to him like Pookie from New Jack City. Now that's funny. Cynthia Davenport said, I am addicted to learning the truth of God, listening to the TOG. You should think I don't have an addictive personality. That's what's up. Paulette, what's up? Hope all is well with you. I remember I went to eat with some deacons, and one of the deacons brought a beer. Man, I almost went nuts. Yeah, he said it's okay to occasionally have a drink. Soon as I brought up the scriptures, I was holier than thou. Wow. C Max says wine is good in moderation for sure. Wisdom says no to wine. Prodigal Son says it's called drinking responsibility. Drinking responsible. He says, T, you're perfecto. Well, in the area of pornography, I could say yes. Yes, I am perfecto in that area for sure. You know what I mean? That area. I'm not saying other areas, you know what I mean? But that area, pornography, I am perfecto. You understand? Because I ain't going to sit here and watch nothing with two people. Even, they be having these shows on, I don't know. I remember somebody showing me, what's that show? Ghosts or Power or something like that, on BT or whatever them shows come on BT. I haven't watched BT in a long time. Now they got BT, people cursing and whatnot, and people getting it on, half semi getting it on, and things like that. Soft porn. I can't even watch that. You understand? I don't care who it is. I can't even watch it. You understand? I can't. All right. So in that area, yes. Cynthia Davenport says, "Know your body is a temple. That means wine, drugs, etc. If you have addicted." All right. Uh, Pebble says, "What up?" He says, "I used to love parties sometimes when I got off work." That's what's up. Um, Appreciate that at L. Williams. Life with Paulette says, alcohol just never attracted me. That's okay. Understandable. For sure. Jen says, I had a little red wine today as commanded by the scripture because I had a stomach ache. You know what I mean? Oh, man, you're funny. Tika Hunter says, for me, it's a no. I won't drink at all because, like you said, one can lead to more. For others, I seen they can have just one or two and be done. So I guess in moderation, personally, I won't touch it. Understandable, you know. Yeah. Listen, I've experienced that with wine. Okay, all right, you got a little glass of wine, and you drink it. You're like, I want another one. You understand? And listen, I'm a lightweight when it comes to that type of stuff. So it's like, ah, that was a while back though. You know what I mean? That was a while back, for sure. But wine, it can do that to you. And even other drinks for sure. Gladys says, wake the next day, a friend came and we went to church after a week got baptized. That's what's up. He said, you was never exposed to it, bruh. Well, what are you talking about? I don't get it. I just made an explanation about you know, it came across the table a few times and things like that in life. I'm talking about as far as like, some people got to watch that stuff every day. You know what I mean? We're talking about that type of hardcore addiction to pornography and whatnot, or drugs, or whatever the case may be. That's just not my cup of tea. And, alcohol, for somebody who just mentioned in the chat room, that's not their cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? Just because somebody's addicted to pornography, that don't mean the other person next to them is addicted to pornography. They can't put that on them, because if that other person is addicted to something, you know, are you addicted to the same thing? You know what I'm saying? Everybody's different at the end of the day. All right. Jen says, watching people knock boots is so sad, must be torture for them. Watching other people. Oh, man, y'all funny, man. What is he talking about, Mr. Prodigal Son? I don't get what you're talking about right there. I don't know. You lost me with that one. Wisdom says, who believes that God is going to have alcohol and drug use in heaven? I don't. God is perfect. God is a perfect God. Those who make it to heaven will not be acting a fool. Gotcha. Appreciate that. Drugs and alcohol destroy families. I was blessed with loving family. You can only succeed when you do it yourself. I went to 4 rehabs for others. The fifth was for me. I did it with God, grace, and mercy. That's what's up. Christopher Span says, I was addicted to porn as well. To pork or porn? You says, by the grace and mercy of God, I was delivered. I was deep into sin. Uh, you says, Eastern massages are amazing. The cleansers they use. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Oh, you said porn. Okay. Stefan says, greetings. Massages are great. Let me tell you, buddy. Well, guess what? I don't like anybody touching on me, man. You understand? I remember going to this massage place a while back, you know, and I felt uncomfortable. You know what I mean? by this female, the way she was talking and XYZ and touching and on me. And you know what I'm saying? I said in my head, listen, man, if it ain't my boo boo stink, you understand? I don't want this experience again. It's all about being comfortable. You understand? I would prefer a woman of my liking, you know what I'm saying, that I have aspirations to marry or married, you know what I mean, in the future to do those things of massaging, you know what I mean? Not some stranger, unless it's a doctor. You know what I mean? I've had my neck cracked and all that other stuff by a professional doctor, you know what I mean, for medical reasons, for something like that. Granted that some people get massages and whatnot. I don't know what's on these people's minds and stuff like that. I knew a person um, who was going to school to become a masseuse or whatever the case may be, and this person was just like, So I'm like, is these type of people, what I'm saying, at these massage parlors? So it's like, nah, you know what I mean? Nah. I understand they may feel good to certain people, but I would feel comfortable if it's with somebody that I'm with. You understand that? I would prefer that. You know. Finally, way of you. What up? What up? What up? Cali Boy says one is a gateway to stronger drinking. For 24 years, I was trapped in alcoholism. I started drinking at the age of 12, and it was not until I was 36 that I was able to get out of the addiction. Mm. He said, "You're the first one to hear that about flicks. You're the first one to hear that about flicks. What do you mean by that?" He said, "What up, S. Elliott? What up? What up?" He said, "Some people don't watch porn, but watch it in their minds. What do you think about that?" Gino mentioned that some people visualize it in their sick minds. Same thing as watching. I would classify as that. I would classify that as being the same thing. Undressing people and stuff like that, and visualizing. If a person is lusting after someone or somebody's, they could be in a supermarket in XYZ. I do understand that. So that is true right there, for sure. You know, but as I stated with the massages, as I stated, you know, I would prefer to think about, what I mean, my future wife and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? To have those visuals, you understand? To get those massages from, because at the end of the day, listening to the TLG, you know, it helps you wipe a lot of things out your head and not do, for sure. So I'm very strict, man. I'm very, very strict and things like that. Listen, I could see a fine woman, she could be bad, you know what I mean? But I won't entertain it in my head at all. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of been like that since I was young, since I was young. It's like what am I going to think about this woman for? To undress her, to do these things and stuff like that. That's not going to get me nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I always kind of had that. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I always kind of had that discipline. Granted that, you have slip ups and whatnot, but, when hanging around former friends and what have you who are married, co-workers who are married, you know, when they see a fine woman, they start talking about them. You know what I'm saying? They start talking about, doing things and XYZ and stuff like that. What type of influence are you giving me as a married man? You know what I'm saying? So in these days, it's like, a lot of these women out here, no disrespect, no offense, they creep me out for sure. But because it's like, they putting their bodies on Jump Street, half naked for the world to see. It's like, yo, if she don't respect herself, how can she respect me? You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about, respect at the end of the day, for sure. So it doesn't matter how good a female look, for sure. I'm not gonna sit here and waste my time, man. I'm just not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna waste my time just thinking about it and XYZ. Nah, that's not me. You know what I'm saying? I'm good for sure. I'm good. You know. All right. Um, he said staying sober is the best feeling, man. Oh yeah, for sure. He said you sound like my little brother. I'm just testing you today. Listen, the same stuff I'm saying now. I've been saying. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Because we do have little slight slip ups, slightly. You understand? But when it comes to hardcore addiction, no, that's not me, for sure. Now, if you're talking about anger and wanting to fight a lot and stuff like that, yes, that's me. You know what I mean? That, you know what I'm saying? That's me right there. The addiction to want to fight, physically fight a lot. I remember some days I just wake up, man. I just be like, I want to hit something, man. I gotta go to the gym. I gotta spar. I gotta do something. I gotta wrestle something. I just have to do something that requires something physical and combative. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel a certain way that I'm just ready to brawl out. You understand? I'm ready to get it in. You know what I mean? So I would say that was one of my addictions. To just sometimes just come out of nowhere, man. I just want to get it in. You understand? Whatever happens, happens. I just want to fight. Simple as that. But blessingly, the Lord has kept me from getting in certain situations for sure. Because one gateway, I believe you mentioned it before in another live, is the gym at Prodigal Son. For sure, is a gateway to release tension. I wouldn't say stress. I would say tension. You know what I mean, off of me and things like that. And I mean, it's gotten better. For sure, it's gotten better. For sure, and things like that. So that was one of the addictions. To wanting to fight, physically fight. You know what I mean. A lot that a lot of people don't know because I'm calm and quiet at times. But it's a reason why I'm calm and quiet. For sure. You know what I mean. But for the most part, I'm not saying fight any old body. I'm not saying that go out and terrorize the place. I'm not saying that at all. You know what I'm saying? Back then and things like that. For sure. It just was an urge to just, go to the gym. I need to go to the gym. I need to spar somebody and stuff like that. I hope another gym is coming so I can just polarize them and things like that. But for the most part, I'm a protector, you know. Not that it's about fighting in general, but as a man, you want to serve as a protector, to your family, or if you have a wife, or if you're courting a woman, to get married, you want to serve as a protector for sure, and also, spiritually, guide the woman, and things like that to, strive to get right with God. Granted that some people could make that hard for you, but at the end of the day, as a father, channel that energy, channel all of that into protecting your family and stuff like that. That's what I've learned throughout the years, to use that energy to protect your family and stuff like that. As a father and things of that nature. So I've learned throughout the years about that encounter with addiction. PJ always cracking me up, get me cracking up when he talks about the drunk who beats up the refrigerator. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep, I know it. I remember that one. That's funny. Jesus Christ is God says, I used to be addicted to women's attention, the spirit of adultery, what a stronghold that can be, just to see if I could pull her. Well, I would say that was me semi, you know what I mean, when I was younger. Semi. You just wanted to see if you could get her number. It wasn't more so, man, I wanna lay down with her. But although some people may classify certain individuals as being a garden tool, even a man, for sure. But that was never my MO. Too much of trying to get a female's number and lay down with her ASAP. No, you understand? But I understand what you're talking about. You know what I mean? I mean, that was when I was like 17, 18 years old for sure. You know what I mean? So I know what you're talking about. You know, Elijah Hunts, you said God delivered me from drug addiction, and unfortunately, I still see it in my family more than anything. More than anything, addiction is a spirit like anything else, but it can be also caused by someone's upbringing. AG says a true massage is to relieve locked muscles, nothing sensual. Well, I haven't been to or seen a place like that, because a lot of the times, man, you tend to hear about these places getting shut down and locked down because they had some VIP sessions going on, and the women in there was offering to lay down with them for the right price or something like that. So I haven't seen or heard of a sensual place like that. Not a sensual place, but a place of professionalism to relieve locked muscles and doing massages the right way. I haven't heard of that. You know what I'm saying? I haven't heard of it at all, for sure. All right. The Common says it's definitely good to be honest to people in every type of situation. Oliver says I have family members giving me beer when I was young. They said to kill the worms, but when I got grown, I hated the taste. To kill the worms. I think I heard that too, you know. But wine can help. Wine can help. I know some people they take their pinky or their finger and they rub the wine like on a baby's gums if the baby is hurting or any type of pain in the mouth and stuff like that, because the alcohol in it can kill the germs. It can kill the bacteria, you know what I'm saying, that's going on, for sure, you know. um you says I'm just shocked you're the first to say you're not into porn. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you, for sure. If anybody on the outside circuit, I give you permission to let this man know. You know what I'm saying? I know I don't even talk about that stuff ever. You understand? Ever. For those who know me outside of YouTube and stuff like that, they know. I don't talk about pornography or whatever. You know what I'm saying? At all. All right. Cali Boy says being sober is a wonderful feeling, for sure. He says nothing wrong with massages. I just make sure it's a very old Chinese man. Oh man. Elijah Hunts at 11:11 p.m. says I started doing drugs when I was 15, and it was caused by how much I hated my life and wanted the pain to go away. The effects I have to turn I would turn the tide and change a lot about myself. Yeah, Elias Burns, you wrote a scripture from Matthew chapter 5, verse 28 about lust. What up, G Money? You said temptation is of a drug. I had always loved red wine, but not anymore. However, for the average person in moderation, I think light alcohol is okay. It's just no longer for me. It's been a wrap. Got you. Elias Burns says, I definitely struggle with these type of things. C-Max says, my hat is off to you. You've got great morals. And it took a long time, for sure. It takes a while to learn. It definitely do. Because back then when I was young, I wasn't like this. Of course, I would try to talk to females and whatnot, and like somebody comment, that addiction, for sure. But it wasn't heavy though. It wasn't too heavy, for sure. But it takes a long time. I'm still learning a lot, and I'm still a day-to-day basis to get right and to, uh, be delivered from other stuff too at the end of the day, for sure. All right. So it takes a while. It takes a lot of learning. This guy said, I love Korean women. Okay. What up? What up, Georgina Flemings? Robert Tucker. He says, I was set free from masturbation and pornography. Adult magazines, adult video websites in March of 2020. All of it completely stopped. I give credit to the Holy Ghost and the blood of Jesus Christ. Wonderful. So your mom did a great job, T. Well, listen, man. Listen, I did some bad stuff when I was a kid. I did some bad stuff. You know, I did some bad stuff for sure. You know what I mean? It's just those things I wasn't like, I'm not in. You know what I'm saying? If you're talking about being sneaky and creating some mischiefs, you know what I'm saying? Then we could talk about something, Getting into fights as a kid, yeah, no. Getting suspended from school from fighting, starting trouble in school. I remember 5th grade, this new kid came in. I don't know. I just was on my I just was being a bully that time, a quiet bully. I was a quiet bully, and we started a fight in the cafeteria. I started fighting in the cafeteria, man. So I remember that. I listen. I ain't mean to do that. I ain't mean to start trouble with him. Shout out to I ain't gonna say his name on here. I ain't gonna say his name on here. What up to Ernest Beard? What up? What up? What up? Hope all is well. Conscious energy. What's up? For sure. Shout out to you once again at Robert Tucker. Fleming says they disconnect. They say disconnection from God causes addiction because they fail to live according to the will of God. Oliver, you said, don't mean to get off subject. You said you like to fight. So who you think going to win out of Spence and Crawford? Spence by decisions. Errol Spence by decision. Gladys says, yes, fitness helps a lot. Moving the body. I am an artist. I like to draw nature. Man, prodigal son. You says it's all mindset. I've slipped lately, but I had to pump my brakes. Okay, at least you're being honest. A lot of people can't be honest with themselves, man. So that's where it starts, and whatnot. Honesty within oneself, for sure. You know what I mean? I know certain things for me wasn't an overnight thing. I used to use profanity a lot. A whole lot. But that left me probably 2000 and I'm going to say about 9 or 10. Profanity left me. Profanity left me completely, for sure. I don't use profanity. I don't use dirty words or anything like that. So you could go to all these videos. You could go to my Facebook, from now, scroll all the way down to the beginning of my time on Facebook. My comments, you will not see no profanity at all. But if you dig up an old mixtape when I was young, making them, you know what I mean? You will hear me use profanity all across that mixtape as an 18-year-old, 19-year-old guy, for sure. But profanity, I definitely was delivered from that. Like one of the first things I was delivered from, using profanity. What up, Lee? What up? What up? What up? Fleming says, if anyone is here suffering from addiction, continue to pray. Be filled with praise, preserve practice, and try to develop purpose throughout your journey for recovery. Oh man, y'all funny in here. Levy, you said, have you ever been called controlling by a woman? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Because I'm very firm, and these days, no disrespect. A lot of these women out here, when you try to be a real leader, and I'm a firm guy. You understand? I'm a protector. I'm not a soft cookie at all. You understand? So when you're like that in these days, you know, they misinterpret that. They misinterpret that for me being controlling, which is not the case for sure. A good leader leads his woman and the family in the right direction for sure. You understand? So when a woman is used to these lazy men out here, for sure, who just want to sit on their couch, eat up all their kids' food and whatnot, you know what I mean? That's what they used to. So when they get around a strong, firm guy like me, oh, he's controlling. You understand? But only thing I try to do in general, you know what I'm saying, is lead in the right direction. That's it. You understand? There's very few women out here, you understand, that wants to be led by a real firm guy. Now, I'm not controlling in the sense like Adolf Hitler. You understand? But if you're going to try to build something with somebody in general and things like that, of course, my thing is I'm going to help lead. I'm going to lead this in the right direction the best way I can. You understand? I come off firm. I come off, you know what I mean, in a strong leadership way, but not in a way of them thinking that I'm a controlling guy. No, uh-uh. I don't abuse authority or anything. It's all about respect and things like that. I'm thinking about how it was like way back in the day. I remember being around my grandmother and her husband, which is my step grandfather, who passed away some years ago. He was strict. You know what I mean? He was real, real strict, Army veteran and whatnot. And my grandmother knew and respected that, you know what I mean? She respected the leadership that he was, the route that he was going and the route that he went. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't in a sense of controlling. You know what I mean? When we went to the house, we understood that, he was firm and strict, but respectful. He did it in a leadership way. Now, if the same guy, you understand, well, my grandmother respected, he never disrespected my grandmother at all. You understand? Now, if the same guy was to come in these days, you know what I mean, and talk to somebody, talk to a female who has that mindset, you know what I mean, of dealing with a bum, they would call him controlling too. You understand that? Because a lot of these women out here do not like to deal with a firm guy who is good in leadership. They so used to the bums out here. We was talking about the guys who sag their pants and stuff like that on the corners. That's what they're used to. You understand? But when they come to a firm guy like me, you understand? It's something different. Now he controlling. You know what I'm saying? Now this man is controlling. He firm, he's controlling. You know what I mean? But that's not the case. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, for sure. So, I've been called that. I just laugh at it because it's like, here it is, I'm trying to, build and lead something in the right direction. I wouldn't steer nobody wrong. I wouldn't steer nobody wrong. You understand? Because it's a team effort. When you with a woman and you're trying to build something, it's a team effort. So why would you lead a team in the wrong direction if you were a true firm leader? You understand? But a lot of them, they don't get it. They don't understand it at the end of the day because they're so used to bums, you know what I mean, who like to just sit on the couch and do nothing at the end of the day, for sure. All right. Shout out to Flemings once again. Happy birthday to you once again. He says, what about when someone cuts you off, Tony? Do you drop the F-bomb? Nope, I don't. I don't. I'm actually a funny guy. I remember I was in my truck. An old guy cut me off. I start shadow boxing. I started shadow boxing the truck driver seat. He started doing it, and we both started laughing. So I do funny things, to get people laughing and try to, tone down the tense situations. Sometimes I can do funny things to make even those type of people laugh, for sure. But granted that sometimes I do get a little like, wow, look at this idiot. Why would he do that? Or why would she do that? You know, you're putting people's lives in danger and whatnot. But I do not curse. You know what I mean? I haven't used profanity, hard profanity in general since about 2010 or 9. And that was it. For sure. All right. Um appreciate that. At Nicole Martin. What up? What up anymore? What up? What up? What up? Hope all is well. Come on, man. You said, what's your idea of the perfect date? We talking about drug addictions. We talking about drug addictions right here, Michelle. Your idea of a perfect date, huh? let me highlight that comment. Where'd that comment go? There you go, right there. What's your idea of a perfect date? We talk about drug addictions here. um, I think we talked about what topic we talked about. We talked about the good qualities of a woman, and we talked about the good qualities of a man or men in general and stuff like that. You know, if you were to ask it in that live, then we could dabble in that. You know, or maybe some other live we could dabble in on that one. You know. Oh man, y'all's funny, man. Y'all. He said this ain't no Christian mingle. He said Christian mingle. Ah man, y'all funny. What up, Jude? Oh man. Listen, if you want to get a laugh, come on this chat room. Levy says, I told some coworkers I would stop talking to a woman if I found out she was being intimate with someone else. And some of these women say they love God. Mm. Listen, that's another topic, man. You know, we could this might go somewhere else. You know, intimacy and dating and all that. That might go somewhere else for sure. We could save that for another day. You know what I mean? But you know, we going to conclude it, man. We're going to conclude it in in a minute. We're going to conclude this live in a minute. You know, Christopher says, "Can video games be addiction, man? I had a problem with a serious problem in my 20s. I had every system, and as an old creature, I was smoking and playing every console. 15 hours a day on the game. Wow, 15 hours on a game every day. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. You know, I would call that an addiction. You understand? And there's a lot of people out there that are addicted to video games. You know, I don't play video games. I used to. You know, one of my favorite games was Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? Black Ops. You know, I used to play Fight Night, NBA Live. You understand? John Madden football and things like that. I used to play for a long time, but not 15 hours. Not 15 hours. That is just too long and things like that. But I think video games can be an addiction. You know, can be, especially at 15 hours a day thing. All right. All right. I'm about to end this live. I thank everybody for coming on this live, tuning in, having this conversation. For sure. Hope we help somebody out in general as far as like encouraging empowerment and you know having this intellectual conversations and whatnot for sure. I hope everybody have a wonderful evening. You know, Lord willing, we'll be on here tomorrow once again, whether it's with a news or a live conversation or anything in general. I'm not sure if Gino Jennings is going live, but if he do, if you're not subscribed to First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ YouTube channel, things like that, do so for sure. Or you know, you might catch one of the YouTubers live streaming the broadcast, the live broadcast, whatever he's teaching and preaching at. All right. So may you all have a wonderful night. I thank you all once again. And God bless to everybody out there. I'm Tony Harvin. I'm signing off. I'm out. Peace. Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Tony Harvin, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Do remember, if you'd like to subscribe to this channel, hit that subscribe button and also hit the notification bell right here and select all to receive all notifications upon the videos that come out on this channel. Also, my backup channel is Tony Harvin Network if you'd like to do the same.